Stick to the plan, follow the vision. Even when nobody gives you a clap, even when nobody gives you a well done, even when you don't feel inspired, even when you do not feel motivated, even when you are scared, even when you see no progress, even when you feel alone. Stick to the plan and follow the vision. God, if he hasn't already given you a vision, if he hasn't given you a vision, this is a prophetic word that he is going to give you a vision through a dream. When you're in prayer, when you're in stillness, he's going to give you something which is going to give you a glimpse of where he's taken you. When you receive this, and if you have already received this, this is a very important video that will find you at the perfect time. Stick to the plan. Even when your physical reality is telling you that nothing is happening, people around you are saying, are you sure you want to do that? Just do something else easier. Even when your own mind is telling you that you are not capable, that you are not worthy, that you are not deserving, ignore it. Because if God gives you something, a plan that doesn't make logical sense, it's okay, but you still need to do it. You still need to do it. You still need to be obedient on it, right? At the end of the day, you've got to realize that being consistent through the hard, through the unknown, through the uncomfortable, through all of that discomfort, that makes winners win. All of this, being able to persevere and be consistent and constantly show up when you are filled with like this uncomfortable energy, where it feels so scary because you're in the unknown, where it feels really hard because you are putting energy, you are putting time into something, effort into something that you cannot see progress. It's so hard. But if you can do this, if you can persevere through this, that is what will make you a winner. That is what makes winners win. Listen, you only lose when you give up. You only lose when you give up. When you throw in the towel and say, no, I can't do it, I can't hold on to this anymore, that's the only thing that is going to make you lose, right? But if you refuse to give up, no matter how many times life tries to make you stop, or your own mind tries to convince you that it's not working, or that you are not blessed, you are not called for this, that when you can overcome all of that, you will turn out victorious, because spoiler alert, God wins. And if God gives you a revelation, God planted a dream in your heart, God gave you a calling, God gave you a mission, know if God's in it, God's going to be victorious, right? You will win with God. So I encourage you watching this video to ask God, because at the end of the day, you are going to get the greatest divine intelligence when you just pray to God and you ask God to reveal to you what you are here for, why you're on the planet, what your calling is, what your mission is, how you can serve people, how he can use you as a vessel to shine his glory. You need to ask him, because it's a personal relationship that you have with God. And if you struggle with being able to hear God or know God or have a deep relationship with God, then that should be your number one priority right now. Deepening your relationship with God, making him number one priority. Seek first the kingdom of heaven and all else will be added onto you. You right now are in the training period. So if you have been dealing with delay, with disappointment, with people like second guessing you and trying to limit you, with even your own mind, if you've been dealing with some spiritual attacks, just know, if you've been dealing with any of this, that you are in training ground, you are in preparation ground, you are being tested. I am hearing and feeling very strongly that God is allowing the enemy to test you, to see how strong you are, to see if you are able to overcome and know who you are and whose you are. Because when you know that any test, any opposition is just a test, and that you can overcome it with God. So right now, you need to understand that an emperor must have the capacity to have an empire. So this is about who you are right now, who you need to be. You can only have an empire if you are an emperor. If you basically think about it like this. an empire. I don't want to use hierarchy here, but if the emperor, like if the old man emperor like passed away and somebody had to step up, and it was of someone who was living in limitation, living in lack, living in distrust, living in the ways of the world, they would not be able to maintain this empire. Because what I want to say to you is, when you stick to the plan and follow the vision, you will be given more wisdom, more knowledge. But if you're not doing that, then you are not expanding your capacity. And if you don't expand your capacity to where God is taking you and align with it, it's going to be out of balance. It's not going to be able to be maintained, because I really pray for the people watching this video that when you get stuff, certain things, certain blessings, that you have the wisdom to maintain and multiply. Because a lot of people cannot do that. For example, you've got to understand that the pain is necessary, the discomfort is necessary, because it's helping you grow. It's helping you become who you need to be. So when you are through the struggle, you learn through struggle. Like I every time say, like, the worst periods of my life, I'm grateful for them, because they taught me so much. They made me stronger. They made me have more patience. They made me more resilient. They made me have different perspectives. They made me understand that I am nothing without God. And this is exactly the period that I feel like is the period that you are going through right now. God wants or has given you a vision. What you need to do now is just stick to the plan, to not be overcome by adversity, to not like cave when you have like a negative comment. You've got to keep showing up even when you don't feel like it, because God has a calling on your life, but nobody said it's going to be easy. Nobody said it's going to be smooth sailing. You've got a lot to do. You've got to keep showing up. However many times the world tries to kick you down, you've got to keep coming back up, because that determines if you're a winner or a loser. And you watching this video right now, you are destined to be a winner. But you'll only be a winner when God is involved. Because spoiler alert, God wins every single time. When you're in a partnership and you are intertwined with God, no matter how many times the world tries to kick you down, you will be able to move forward. And in the end, you will be victorious. I just love you so incredibly much. I'm going to end this video because I've said enough. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And if you would like to live every single day in a partnership with God, join my private membership with God Every Day. I'm posting every day on there ways, revelations, tips, tricks, wisdom on how you can just live in full alignment with God. So I love you guys so incredibly much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.